All right, guys. Toughest tip of the day. Toughest tip of the day is your weak traits are carrying over into everything in your life. These weak traits can be characteristics, what happens to you when pressure's on, decisions that you make, things that you want to do, things that you want to get better at. Trying to create the best version of yourself and self-reflection. I talk about it all the time. People don't understand how important it is. And I'm going to use a couple examples here. Number one, this example just recently happened. And this happens, all the time throughout the year in the business of training athletes and training young men and women and develop to the next level, whatever level that may be, right? Now, parents will reach out and they're really interested. They'll sign up. Sometimes they'll even get on the schedule. And people will back out last second for whatever reason. Whether we have a conversation with them, whether we talk to them in person, whether we're responding via email. And people reach out to us just based on our business at Layers Training is completely word of mouth. I've never begged for business. I will never ask for business. My product, our product is the business. Kids get results. They become stronger mentally, physically, emotionally. They perform on the field. They also learn discipline that helps them transfer into the classroom. They also learn self-confidence to help them transfer to all facets in life. And I say, hey, are those things something that you want in your kid? And everybody always says yes. And the decision has already been made. Boom. That means you would want to train here. Not every place is like that. Some places just want to take your money and do what you want and move you on and see you bye. It doesn't matter about the results. But the people that are like inconsistent and can't make a decision, can't fully commit, what they don't understand is that that's the same personality that transfers to everything else in their life. Whether they want to get in shape or get in shape physically and become a better version of themselves physically, that's going to help with their mind as well. They can't make that decision to be consistent in the weight room or conditioning or running or whatever their goal is fitness-wise, right? Whether it's lose weight, gain muscle, whatever. They can't allow themselves to change their mindset and change their approach. Because here's the thing, if you always do what you've always done, you're always going to get what you got. So when you approach and you want to do things, you want to better yourself in life, you want to better your kids in life, this is my biggest advice of the world. Your weak points are carrying over, okay, consciously and unconsciously to your kids and to the people around you in your circle so much more than you realize. I personally will cut out people that don't have a growth mindset. And I know I'm bouncing around, I'm talking about a bunch of different things, but everything encapsulates people. People that sign up for lessons can't commit and that they're uncommittal, right? Or they don't want to have that, I don't know if I want to do this for 3 months minimum or 6 months or whatever. I would bet you $1 million, and I know this because I know certain people that have reached out before that I know personally. They can't commit to anything. Job, life, development, whatever it is. And also like those decisions, like if your brain is flustered, so let's transfer into a different example. If your brain is flustered and you're running around and you're doing this and doing that, and you're doing a bunch of things half-assed, right? You're majoring in the minors. You're doing a bunch of little things, but you can't do a couple things really great. That's a problem. And that's going to carry over to your kids. It's going to carry over to your friends. It's going to carry over to your family, whether they adopt those same policies and they adopt those same principles, consciously or unconsciously, or there's people that you're affecting, relationships that you're affecting negatively and you don't even realize. We're only as strong as our weakest link as human beings. And if we can't work on those weak links, if we can't make ourselves better and make ourselves better versions of ourselves, get rid of the negative thoughts, get rid of the non-committal, mindsets, get rid of all these things that hold us down and weigh us down that we know we need to stop, but we can't stop because we're not making that decision. It's as easy as a decision. It really is. Like, hey, I'm going to do this. I don't even think about it. I count down 3, 2, 1, and go. That's it. There's no thought process. If I got to wake up a certain time in the morning, back in the day when I used to have college workouts, I didn't even think. Alarm went off, 3, 2, 1, I'm up, boom. You can't think. As soon as you start thinking, shit hits the fan, period. Make commitments, give 100%. Here's the thing, you give 100% to something, and the growth and everything you possibly could imagine isn't what you want, I bet you $1 million that you learned so much in life and you've made a better version of yourself already. But most of the time, if you give yourself 100%, mentally, physically, emotionally, you're gonna get the results. You'll be surprised at the person that you see in the mirror when you make those decisions, because at the end of the day, most people know the decisions they need to make. They're just they're non-committal and they're incompetent at making those decisions. They're following the path that has been outlined for them their whole lives, and they live in dogma with a fear of other people's thoughts and expectations and everything, instead of saying, hey, you know what? I'm going to change. I'm going to change for the better. I'm going to go all in. Because that's the thing is most people don't go all in. They go half in, a quarter in, 3/4 in. And when you do that stuff, you never get full results. Imagine it like someone that, if you're married right now listening to this as a parent, imagine if your partner was half in with you. Imagine if in your sport back in the day that you played, you went half in, which a lot of people do. You're not gonna get the results that you want. In education, school, half in. Would you go to a doctor that was half in? No. Would you go to a lawyer that was half in? No. Would you go to a plumber that was half in? No. Electrician? No. It goes down the road. So why are people not wanting to go to these type of people that are half in, but they're not holding themselves to that same standard? Toughest tip of the day, out.